Subscribe and press the bell icon to enjoy more exciting and enlightening videos from Dheya.
आज कुछ कल कुछ यूं ही भटक रहे हैं हम, पता नहीं कब सुनेंगे क्या कह रहा हमारा मन। मन की बात बताए जो बना दे हमारा जीवन। ध्येय है हम, ध्येय है हम, ध्येय है हम, ध्येय है हम। राह बड़ी आसान है, ये सारा विज्ञान है। क्या करना है क्या बनना है, जिसका उसको ज्ञान है। लक्ष्य हमारा बतलाने को तत्पर जो हरदम। ध्येय है हम, ध्येय है हम, ध्येय है हम, ध्येय है हम।
Thank you so much for joining us today for this learning webinar. We are going to learn great things from our dear mentor, Kiran Shilly sir. We are going to learn the importance of language skills in career. So let me give you a brief introduction about our dear mentor, Mr. Kiran Shilly sir. Basically, sir is a working professional for design and engineering consultancies for oil, gas, petrochemicals sectors since last 18 years. During this work for various reputed organizations. During sir's career span, he have always thought about to work for similar kind of organizations where he can help the needy person for his or her career by guiding appropriately. Sir have got this opportunity to work with Dheya, to join hands with Dheya, and to help students to build their career. So thank you so much, sir, for taking this webinar with Dheya, taking your precious time out and teaching us about importance of language skills in career. Over to you, sir.
Welcome to all. Today we are going to learn about the language skills. This will be like 1 hour webinar, but this will be a series of webinars. Everything will not be covered in the first webinar itself. So in future there will be n number of webinars on the same subjects, but we'll try to cover the major things in this webinar. I have around 18 years of experience in design and engineering, especially for oil and gas, petrochemicals, chemicals, fertilizers. I also worked in various fields like project management, quality assurance. So while working on that field, I came to know about this subject, which is very interesting, and it is not like a never boring actually, because language is a thing which almost everybody want to know and learn almost at every stage of life, right from the child to the old age actually. Okay, so let us set some ground rules. We'll make some fun and learn also. It is not only learning webinar. We'll have some fun games as well as some new additional learnings also. Today's topic of the discussion will be language skills, and we are going to cover the following listed agenda points. What will be the history and backgrounds? What will be the key definitions? Then some basic informations about the language skills. What is the future need? Then what are the benefits of bilingual skills? Advantages of being bilingual? Then there are some questions actually, which is called as IQ, EQ, which we are going to learn here. Then what is the academic interest, linguistic skills, resume requirement, some of the career options. This will be the important topic of the agenda point. Then foreign language test and translators, dealing with differently able persons, and some inspirational things which at the end of the sessions which we'll going to learn it. Now the first point is about like history and background. But before going to the history, again, as a part of fun and learn, as well as some new learnings. See, apart from English, if somebody knows any other language, doesn't matter. But especially for the English speakers, there are two major problems which they are going to face it. First of all, the most hardest language for English speaker is like Chinese. Person whose first language is English, it is very difficult for him to learn a Chinese language. Second level will be like Arabic, then Polish, Russian, Turkish, and then Danish. So on the sequence, n number of other sequences will be there, but these are the major sequences which they find will be difficult, especially for the English speakers. This is mostly applicable for English speakers. Similarly, for the English speakers whose primary language is English in international level, they will find difficulty in pronouncing some of the words. These are some of the words like rural, then colonel, penguin, sixth, squirrel, choir. These are some of the keywords which they will find very difficult to pronounce in their own language as well as other languages. The best first language in the world is smile. Okay, smile you can have it in n number of languages, infinity languages. Either you are a Kannada, either you are in a Marathi, you are a Tamil. So smile speaks everything. So best first language is always smile. As far as the history and background, basically you have to understand in the 16th centuries, basically when most of the German speaking Americans were operating the schools in their mother tongue in English. So it was very difficult for them to either speak German or American. So they were entirely confused. So there only this word like bilingual skills concept was developed. But in 1839, Ohio became the first place where this bilingual instruction for the teaching medias all was introduced in 1839. But the first person who has given this word is basically the person who has seen in the photo. Okay, he is the first person who has introduced this concept all across the world, especially starting from the USA. Actually, in 1960s, there was a bilingual education revival, and actually in 1968, the Bilingual Education Act was proposed, and in 1974, this was actively involved across the various nations. So right from 16th century to 19th century, this was a struggle made by most peoples. So they have fought with their respective countries and they have started this concept called Bilingual Education Act. So this is a small, brief and small history where almost every country has struggled, right from even India, USA, French, Japanese, many other countries basically. So this is a very, very small basic history. Now we will move to the some of the key definitions basically. So please do remember, bilingual language is nothing but understanding a second or foreign language. Okay, that means if you know any other language other than the English, that is called as bilingual language. Either it could be French, Japanese, any other language. Do remember, bilingual language is not meant as learning two sets of different domestic language within the country. Okay. Suppose you know two to three regional languages. That doesn't mean that you are a bilingual. You are bilingual in that country, but in international level, you are not bilingual. Probably you might be speaking Marathi as well as Kannada. That doesn't mean you are bilingual at international level. You are bilingual within that country itself. Bilingual language is also not meant as learning a different software related skills like C++, C, Java, Oracle. These are also languages. That doesn't mean you are bilingual. These are only software languages. Okay. We are not talking today about software related language. Speaking of the multilingual is nothing but anything more than bilingual, that is more than 2. The basic definition for this multilingual is most of the peoples they generally used to call as polyglots. Polyglots means what? People who speak several languages are also called as polyglots. But many polyglots known up to 6 languages. The number drops off sharply past this point. Okay. Actually, sixth is the logical and magical figure developed by so many after careful R&D on this subject. Maximum one person can speak up to 6 languages. Personally, I speak minimum 5 languages. My primary language is Marathi. My mother tongue is Kannada. National language I know Hindi. English is like official language. But apart from that, I also know Tamil. So overall, I know 3 regional languages, 1 national language, and 1 foreign language, that is English. Overall, I know almost 5 languages. But I am still not a polyglot. Okay. But as per the polyglot definition, you have to understand maximum one person can learn up to 6. But 6 is not the limit. There are many people in the world who can speak more than 6 languages. Even for some of the cases, it is more than 10. So, which are those people basically? As far as the polyglots are concerned, these are some of the definitions derived from the R&D centers. Like if somebody speaks about like 1 language, it's monolingual, 2 languages bilingual, 3 languages like trilingual, 4 quadra. These are some of the definitions derived by the R&D centers. Believe me, people are speaking even more than 15, 20, 25. Some of the basic information. Okay. So bilingual skills is a academic as well as professional requirement nowadays. Earlier, bilingual skills was like most of the time it was like ignored subject as we discussed during the history basically from 16th century to 19th century. It was like ignored subject, but now it has become a professional requirement as well as academic requirement. Bilingual skills is not a syllabus subject. Okay. You will never learn in any of the academic subject what is meant by bilingual skills. It is not at all covered in none of the syllabus subject. So it is not like a academic topic to study bilingual skills. It is something like non-academic subject which you have to learn separately out of the school, something like that. So we have only 3 language sets. One is primary language, which is your primary, that is your regional language. Second is your national language, that is by default, it's in India it is Hindi. And the third language, that is your international language. Across the international, even there are so many schools who operates bilingual, international level. Means there are some schools, international, who teaches the students either in French as well as in Germany, something like that. But it is on the international level. But having said that, in India, this concept of teaching the academic subjects in 2 different language, bilingual, international, not yet fully developed. So it will take more time to still activate that in India. You will ask me which is the best age for any person to consider to study the second language. I would say when the children are very young, basically. Because when children are very young, and even when they are not starting learning their first language, better you can develop their ability to learn for the second language, second bilingual language. Bilingual is not a phenomenon that has existed since the beginning of language in human history, and it is very difficult to find a society that is genuinely monolingual. If we study the societies across the international, either it will be bilingual, but it will not be monolingual. You will find a person across the India as well as across international level who speaks only 1 language. These are like very rare scenarios. Means, having said that, monolingual is very difficult to identify. Generally, there will be bilingual. But now, at this stage, when I'm saying bilingual, bilingual is open as well as in domestic level as well as international level. Bilingual or multilingual person is treated as one of the person having required multitasking skills tools. That means when somebody is a bilingual or multilingual, that means he is adapted to do any work assigned to him so that he can do multitask. Means that tool has been inbuilt with him basically. It will add value to your resume, which will be in international market, you will get a good chance. The second best language in the world apart from smile is your body language. Because if you are 100% okay with smile as first language, and if you're 100% okay with your body language, that means you have already made your mind. Your mind is ready to learn any kind of language. Smile is the first language, body language is the second language in the world. Okay. Do remember, this is like a second learning of the day for you all. What is the future need for this bilingual or multilingual concepts? Okay. Learning a language is a great way to keep your brain healthy and sharp. Being bilingual can improve a person's multitasking skills, attention control, problem solving, and creativity as it promotes outside of the box thinking. It can also help improve your memory handy when shopping and remembering people's names. Okay, this is a very good point actually, because as we said earlier, bilingual or multilingual persons are able to do their activities in a multitasking way. That means their brain is very sharp. They can think out of the box. Means they are problem solvers. Create their creativity mind is very creative actually. Bilingual skills can use during visa interview. Okay, in visa interviews it will be very useful for you, because specifically if you are going for any country, and if you already adopted their language earlier before the visa interview itself, it will be like added advantages for you all. Okay, bilingual skills can be useful while dealing with various international clients. Okay, nowadays any client, either supplier, customer, partner, contractor, now things are not limited to restrict to yourself within your region. When you are exploring your knowledge at international level, you should learn their language, you should know their culture, all other things. This is consider an example of now IPL. IPL has been shifted from, because of this corona conditions, to other places like Dubai. Even earlier it was like South Africa, some other places. Maybe in future it may shift to some other countries. But it was not a different for them, because they already know their languages, they already know some of the their culture, they already adopted it. Okay, that means you already started adopting their cultures, languages. It will be easy for you if you are a bilingual or multilingual person. Bilingual skills is the need of tourism, hotel industry sectors, and various other sectors. This is very quite obvious, but do remember, once the aging process started, as I said earlier, which is the best age to learn be a bilingual person, and the answer was child. But once the aging process started, your brain activity will be slowed down, and it will be very difficult for you to learn a different language at very old age. Still, at old age also, some people will try to learn many other things. This graphical picture presented here will clear the matter. You can say the left hand side of the picture is like maybe you can consider as a child, and the right hand person is like old age, where the brain is not started functioning well, because the aging process is already started for that person. Okay, this is also like a new learning for you today. Now let us focus on the benefits of bilingual skills. Okay, there are some of the points where I can tell you it will increase your brain power. Okay, then there will be definitely academic advantages, because of, for example, if one Kannada speaking person has shifted to Marathi and he is enrolled his child to go to the school, definitely he already know Kannada, now he is also going to learn Marathi. This is at a domestic level I am explaining. But suppose some person has shifted to Korea at international level, and he has enrolled his child to Korean school. That means he will understand Korean language also. His child will also understand Korean language, which is quite obvious. Then cultural, there will not be any cultural difference, because if you once you started knowing their language, obviously without knowing the culture you cannot learn this language also. Travel will be easier. and especially it will be more enjoyable. Competitiveness in the job market will be very less, means you will be always on the top of the job search market. Multitasking, then better health. Probably there are chances that you may earn more money if you are bilingual or multilingual. Could be like 5% more or 20% more, something like that. Memory will be sharp. Your intelligence questions will be little higher as compared to the normal person. That means it is advantages for it. There is nothing like disadvantage if you learn any other language. See, learning a new language is something like that. Learning or earning a new degree, earning and learning a new degree, having a separate degree. Some of the reasons why you should learn a new language, basically. Like for example, for travels, cultural and work business, these are the some of the three criteria that has been set. Suppose if you consider the travels, so you can make always new friends while traveling. If you are traveling to other levels, you can start converting. You can start a new conversation with that friend, basically in their languages. If you learn that language, then as far as the new culture, if you once you start learning the new culture, that means you are entering into the new relationship with that new country, where you will have a lot of business opportunities also. That means you are expanding your business. It will be easy for you to enter into that field, into different countries, if you know their languages and cultures. So these are some of the graphics I put. It will explain almost everything. These are some of the benefits of being bilingual. Your personality will be developed. Your life skills will be improved, which will be very add some value to your skills. Scholarship achievements, intellectual capacity will be increased. Fantastic career potential you have always when you will be bilingual. Some of the advantages of being bilingual will be as it is. Like as I said, it will increase your chances of getting hired, because nowadays, if you see, some of the requirements have been specified either in LinkedIn or Naukri.com. You might have seen. They will prefer a person, first of all, who is a regional from that region where the job location is there. But if at all, if some person is from the different region, but that person knows the regional language of the other country where the job is posted, so the priority will also go to the him. So some advertisement will definitely specify that, and based on that you can act it if you are really suitable for that job. As I said earlier, you can earn more money, like 5% more or 20% more, depends on case to case basis, because you could be polyglot. If you are a polyglot, definitely it will be add value to your resume also, as well as you can earn more money based on that, because it is like extra skill for you. Because language you can consider as an extra skill, which is like a non-academic, okay, which is not going to be covered in your none of the subjects. Then seek different job only. Being able to speak a second language will also increase your employment options. A growing number of positions in many companies this second language ability as a requirement. This automatically eliminates the majority of people who are not bilingual, and means that there is a less competition for those key jobs. This was already covered. Then you can always bridge the cultural gap, because when you adapted to learn a new language, that means you are being mindful and considerable of foreign customers, and etiquette can go long way to bridging the cultural gap. That means you also adapted their culture, because you already started learning their language, and without knowing their culture, it will not be easy for you to learn their language. As far as the travel concern, basically, it will add new opportunities for you if you know some different languages, because the first priority will be go to the person who know the language of that region where you are going to travel. Suppose example, you are working in an organization where most of the projects will be from the German client or a Japanese client or Chinese client. But out of your interest, you already know that language, international language, and which only your bosses knows. So obviously, you will get a first preference to travel. That means again here you have the earning potential to learn as well as earn more. These are some of the questions which will add a value, because when you are become a bilingual or multilingual, that means your intelligent questions, your emotional questions, as well as spiritual questions, curiosity questions, adaptability questions, decency questions, physical questions, all these will be at higher level. And when it is higher level, this is a good symptom to become a good leader. That means you can always a good example for any person in your organization to lead any project, you being a bilingual. Because sometimes what happens, leadership also says that communication, because while communicating with the your superiors, your subordinates, if you can communicate the same thing in multiple language, it will be easy for you being a leader. That means you will be successful leader in that position. Now, linguistic skills. Another way to describe language is in terms of the language skills as listed below. That means generally the basic skills. We always tell about the like listening, speaking, reading, and writing. These are the basic skills about any language. Somebody says no, one person can only listen, one person can only speak, one person can only read, one person can only write. These are like their fluency levels. But there are some special skills, for example, cultural awareness, and the new trend has been developed recently, like neuro-linguistic program NLP, because this is some doctors even has been adopted this procedure to get the good treatment for some of the diseases, which will help. NLP is one of the method being used in the medical terminology, because neuro-linguistic programming is also linked with the language. If you know more languages, if you're bilingual, if you're multilingual, that means your NLP treatment will be very supportive if you know more languages. If one person is only monolingual, definitely it will be not easy for him to be 100% successful in NLP. Okay. Linguistic is the scientific study of language. It involves the analysis of language form, language meaning, and the language in context. Linguistic skills measure the capacity of individuals to understand and express themselves both in written and oral form. Now, as a fun and learn part, now I'm again asking you, which is the third best language? The first language you already know, that is smile. Second language already informed you, that is body language. Now tell me, which is the third best language in the world? Probably the graphics which I put here probably will have some hint actually. Yeah, rightly said actually. The third best language you can say animal language, because animal language should not be restricted only for humans. If you are able to learn or you can able to understand animal language, it's well and good, because some of the animals even how you can guess whether that animal is a bilingual or multilingual. There is nothing definition for, because if you have taken your dog to from India to French, similar to the person, whether same requirement is also applicable for the dog? No. He can speak the same language. So the third best language is the animal language. As far as the linguistic skills are our ability to do things. They are usually divided into two steps, that is receptive and productive. That means one person speaks and one person adapt to listen what he is able to speak it. Okay. So receptive skills are those used in understanding, reading. Okay. Productive skills involve productive language, speaking or writing. Then Some of the new terminologies developed like presentation skills, group discussion skills. Generally, these are the keywords being used in some of the special sectors. For example, after completing your GRE, appearing for the TOEFL, like the TOEFL is what test of English as a foreign language, where you have to approve yourself, saying that no, you are qualified to work in that country. That means you have to pass that exam. But before passing that exam, this is not only like speaking, reading, and test, but how successfully you are dealing with the people while doing a group discussion. Group discussions of the similar mentality from that country, where those people will speak only that language. Suppose you are going to UK, so UK language group discussion. If you are going to French language group discussion. Similarly, if you are working in a different country, how you are going to present your ideas apart from English language in that country, because audience could be any other person, could be the person belongs to that region who speaks only that regional language, like Japanese, Chinese, any other language. So how we are going to present the ideas? So that is also very important. Let us go to the important section like resume requirement. Generally in the resume, we always say like read, write, and speak. These are the minimum words almost everybody knows. When you say read, write, and speak, always your primary language is, you will always tick all three options. Okay. Then second language probably national language. If you are proficient, you will suitably tick. Third language also, if you are proficient, you will suitably tick. But apart from that, these are another categories are developed like advanced, mid-range, and beginner. Beginner means you know as an elementary level or beginner level or a very basic level, or only for a limited requirement like limited working proficiency. That means you know that language at a beginner level. Kaam chalao. Second is like mid-range, which is little intermediate or conversational type, little competent and little professional, which is higher version of beginner. Advanced, it could be the native language of that person. That is the reason might be he is very much advanced in that language and 100% fluent, proficient, advanced. Just to give some examples, for example, beginner level. Suppose a worker needs to know the regional language. If he know, then only he can successfully. But doesn't mean that he should be advanced or in the mid range. He could be beginner. Kaam chalo. For the mid range, maybe the officer cadre professionals, where like supervisors, he should at least know little more than the beginner. Advanced is like leadership kind of things, where the leader should know more proficient actually. Some of the things which need to be taken care while putting the language skills in your resume. Generally, the sincere suggestion is beginner, elementary, or even pre-intermediate. Please don't include in your resume, because you can always tell during your actual interview. You can always specify what is intermediate, upper intermediate, and advanced. If you are specifically specifying the advanced level of your bilingual skills, it will be easy for the next person to judge yourself. But if there is no requirement, there is no job requirement to specify anything about the language, please don't specify. Apart from the language, there are some of the keywords which is also related to the language bilingual skills or multilingual skills. Which are these words? Like problem solving, critical thinking. You have to say, I am little more flexible. Communications, teamwork, organization, creativity, emotional intelligence. So these are the keywords which are really nicely associated with the language skills. Either it is bilingual or multilingual. If you add these keywords in your resumes, it will be easy because those are also linked with the language. So please determine the relevance of your bilingual skill and then specify suitably for the correct position. Rest of the things you can always show during your interview actually. Now let us focus on some of the career options, which will be the important topic of the today, because everybody want to know if I am a bilingual or multilingual, what will be the advantages for me as a career options. See, for some jobs, fluency in a second language is a requirement or significant advantage. As I said earlier, some of the job requirement posting itself says that no, you should know this language. Then only you are suitable to apply for that post. Even many recruiters value this quality in applicants, even when does not have an obvious connection to the role they are looking to fill. Now, let us see which are some of the examples. Below are some of the listed career options. Even actually, the list what I put here is like very preliminary. The list could go infinity level. Just to cover some part in the webinar, I covered this part. The first is actually like tourism and hospitality. Obvious, because when you are dealing with tourism industry, tours and travels industry, if you know languages, or if you are a polyglot kind of person, you will be more than successful in that industry. You will never imagine that being a polyglot, your career will be like 101% will be satisfied in that field. Some of the government and public sector companies also requires for some of the posts where they will keep on shifting their post across the various regional levels. And if he, before shifting itself, if he knows that language, suppose someone is shifted from Maharashtra to Karnataka, but if he knows the Kannada language well in advance before shifting, it will be added advantages for him. Typically, I am giving this example for government and public sector companies where their job profile will remain same, or because of the promotions, they will get chance to shift some different location because they have multiple branches. Generally, government sector companies have many branches across the India. Then education and teacher. In education field also, if you know more languages, definitely you will have a added advantage to earn more money. Because, for example, if you work for a different region and if you are fluent in that language, you could be a good teacher in their region, which is not your own region. You are working in a different region, but you know the language of that region. International Development Program Officer. This is very interesting actually, because when you want to explore your knowledge at international level, and suppose your job is to develop some program. Okay, let us quote an example of Japan. So you have given some example, a program where you need to be associated with some Japanese associates. But since you already know that Japanese language, you will be taken granted and you will be always on the top. Then police force, international level, or maybe on domestic level. Some of the finance related activities like bank tellers, because money knows no language. You can say money is also the fourth language basically. Apart from the third language, money knows no language. Either it is Maharashtra, either it is Kannada, money is money. But only things dealing with the finance, different kind of finance peoples in different regions. If you know their regional language, you can always connect easily with those peoples. You could be a good translator or interpreter. Even during emergency services, if you know the regional language, you will be easily connected with those peoples. Either could be higher officials, government officials. But knowing the regional language will be added advantage for you. paramedics operations, where you can use your skill and you can earn more money during paramedics also. Human resources. This is a very interesting field because human resources, there is no restrictions, because when you are applying for a post, even actually you never know the HR person belongs to which region. There is no restriction for him also, right? So it will be easy for you to interact with the HR person also. And this is also added advantage for HR person basically, because if you chosen to become a human resource person for your entire life, you will be dealing with so many peoples in your life. Either it could be from this region or that region. So while dealing it with those people itself, you will have some knowledge. Customer services, social workers or community workers, nurses, flight attendant, marketing manager, then information technology consultants, immigration specialist. So this is very interesting actually. So immigration specialist during like visa interviews, as I said, those people will make a very good career if they are bilingual or multilingual. Even they will get a first preference to become ambassador or something like that basically. Like risk managers, artist. Artist is the things which always generally used to roam here and there. So they will be more adaptive to learn a new culture as well as language. So artist is a very good example where you can make a very good career. If you decided to become famous in art and craft field, definitely it is a must for you to learn a new language always. You can always connect with the people as well as the art, your own art, the art of other persons. You can easily connect. Especially when you are studying abroad, it will be easy for you to connect with the coordinators, because studying abroad coordinator or education counselors at international levels mostly know many languages. They could be polyglots. And as I said, once one person becomes polyglots, there is no limit for earning. Earning is like infinity, you can say. Intelligence operative. This is a very special field because they also need to be connected with various levels at international as well as national and various other sectors where they will be dealing with many assignments. Those assignments could be written in various other regional language, regional, non-regional, international languages. So while dealing itself, they will come to know about various languages. Import export is a very good business where bilingual or polyglot person can make a good career. Supply chain management related to procurement, vendor management, receptionist, because receptionist is the things generally telecom industry. Like for example, when someone calls to some office, the first call will go to the reception, then she will dial to the respective person. So if as a receptionist, if you are bilingual or multilingual or polyglot, definitely you can make a good career. You'll have good impressions. Legal advisors, because some of the statutory and regulatory documents, some legal documents, if it's in different language, but if as a legal advisor, if you are a bilingual or multilingual or polyglot, you can make a good career. Will be a lot of earning opportunities for you. Communication industry, example telecom, already covered. Journalist, always traveling here and there, so they mostly they knows their proficiency levels could not be like 100%, but manageable, like beginner level or mid level. May not be advanced level, but they can manage with the language whatever they have learned. Installation, construction, and commissioning contractors, where generally what happens is now because of the international market open for various fields, your project client could be from Iraq, but the engineering of that project could have been done from China, and the procurement or the vendors developed for that project could be from Brazil. So it is like a vast. You are engineering something from different country, purchasing from different country, but the final execution of that project is in other country like Iraq. This is one classical example where installation, construction, commissioning will be different actually. That means if you know all these three languages, all bilinguals, multilinguals, and polyglots, it will be easy for you to dealing with all these contractors easily. Foreign language test and translators. There are various language aptitude test in the market. You can search in Google and use it. Note, some test requires an individual to be ready with paper and pen, pencil, and have speaker headphones in the working condition. The test consists of few questions which require an individual to view YouTube video. Hence, please ensure YouTube is accessible to the individual. Such test mainly focus on grammar test, example words and spelling. Such test helps in acquiring basic communication skills. Most importantly, speaking and listening skills of foreign language. Some tests are in quiz format. Some tests are in coding and decoding method. A valid and globally recognized language credential using this test method will give a competitive advantage in the job market, effectively making your resume stand out from the hundreds of applicants seeking the same job. There are free sample tests also, mock-up tests also available to check your preliminary skills, and test simulation methods will be used for proper evaluation of results. This generally test and translators you have to be complete when you are applying for a degree in different country, applying for master course in different country. So these are the tests you have to qualify. But before passing those, only in Google you will have a lot of information available. You can test your knowledge yourself first before appearing for that exam. If you are qualified, and these are like free tests for everyone. Now let us earn some of the foreign language tests. For example, as I said earlier, TOEFL, that test of English as a foreign language, especially for United States, Australia, Canada, or UK. IELTS is one of the method being used as a testing system, especially for this is being developed by the British Council and IDP Education, Cambridge Education. Then TOEIC, TOEIC, Test of English for International Communication, is also one of the foreign language test. TCF, this is for the French ministry. Then DELE, this is for the Spanish. TELC, this is for the Dutch. So these are some of the classical examples which I covered here for the today's webinar. Then foreign language translators. There are various translation tools available on the net for foreign language translation. Google Translate is one of the easy example. Google is always there to help you. As a ready reckoner, users can always take a help of dictionary to increase the word power vocabulary of foreign language. This will guide to translate the language efficiency. Users can go for typing test also, like written form, Google discussion test, verbal form, or individual language to check the skills available. Language translators online or offline demo is also available in the market, and only for knowledge testing, and authenticity of the same should be checked by the users with the concerned authorities. Example like Alexa is also one of the nowadays being used frequently. Also, there are language translation apps available in the market. Google Lens can translate foreign language text in photos and read it back to you. There is newly launched called Google Lens. Using Google Lens, you can always convert the text into photos and it will be like a readable form. There are various language translation devices available in the market. You may have hello and thank you mastered, but when conversation gets real, you can count on these trusted translation devices to have your back. These language translation devices are very much handy and you can carry the same anywhere, everywhere. So these are the some of the foreign language tests. Probably you can say like apps or some systems available in the market to test your knowledges. Mostly when you are traveling. Now traveling could be for any reason. It could be for your education, could be for some like emergencies, could be for a job, or could be for some for family, or could be for your recreational activities, or only for tours basically. So these are the these are the apps or softwares you can use it, and you can test whether you can able to justify your language in the respective region where you are traveling, and it will be easy for you while dealing with those regional peoples, either at domestic level or either at international level. But believe me, most of the apps are, you can believe that have a 100% successful results. Only thing is, you should know how to handle those apps, how to handle those systems. It could be like maybe compatible with your Android phones, smartphones, or it could be only system specific, or it could be used only on laptop, something like that. But mostly it is easily available. Some apps could be like paid apps, some apps could be like paid services where you have to pay some money to earn a different language. But it will be worth, definitely. When we speak about the language, generally there is a concept called differently abled persons. As of now, we covered only a language part for the human beings, which are very common. But how to deal with the differently abled persons? He could be blind, he could be deaf, or any other things. Okay, so these are some of the examples which I covered here. Braille is one of the language which everybody knows. Okay. And Louis Braille was a French educator and inventor of a system reading, writing for use by the blind or visually impaired. His system remains virtually unchanged to this day and is known worldwide simply as Braille. Bilingual skills may help to stay away from dementia. Dementia is a general term for loss of memory, language problem solving, and other thinking abilities that are severe enough to interfere with daily life. Alzheimer's is the most common cause of dementia. It will be very difficult to deal with these peoples, and only bilingual persons, multilingual persons can easily deal with them. Bilingual skills may help to stay away from stuttering or stuttering. For example, somebody is having a stammering problem. So don't do a value judgmental, don't be a judgmental with me, basically. When you find someone stammering, so try to deal with him with your skills, being a bilingual person. He will feel a very comfortable position with you while dealing with you. Don't try to run away from it if he is stammers while dealing with you. There are different language guides available for different level persons. There are different set of terminologies being used while communicating with differently able persons. That is called the language of mental or physically disability. The last section of the topic, that is some inspirational quotes. Believe me, to have another language is to possess a second soul. These are some of the inspirational quotes given by some international well-known authorities. The first quote is given by one person called Charles Magny. Do you know what a foreign accent is? A sign of bravery. This was called by Amateur. One language sets you in a corridor for life. Two languages open every door along the way. Frank Smith. So these are some of the inspirational quotes related to bilingual or multilingual things. A different language is a different vision of life. Federico Fellini says. Okay. To learn a language is to have one more window from which to look the world. Someone says from Chinese, it's a Chinese proverb, basically. If you talk to a man in a language he understands, that goes to his head. If you talk to him in his own language, that goes to his heart. That is called by the Nelson Mandela, the famous personality. Thanks for your kind attentions. If you have any questions, you can ask. But believe me, instead of asking the questions, I would say you can share your success stories related to this subject. Probably you can always drop a mail to our Dheya team, so they will get in touch with me, or so that I will try to clarify your doubts, all the doubts through mail, basically. Because as I said earlier, this subject being a very vast, everything cannot be covered in a single webinar. Because language is some of the things which people are keep learning and still learning right from child to their old age. So there is a never end actually. It's like infinity. So believe me, this is just a first part of the webinar. We are going to try to cover major things, so many things on the same subject with some different titles.
Thank you so much, sir, for taking your precious time out and giving us very knowledgeable webinar to learn about importance of language skills in careers. Thank you so much.
Thanks to all.